market stats and some broker info, broker updates, and we'll hear from our affiliates as well what's going on in the market. So thanks for joining, taking the time. And let's do this over here. 1 second, guys. Trying to show my presentation. There we go. Okay. Morning, Leroy. Let's see. Let's start over here and Halley.
Yeah.
Go for it.
People do business with people they know, like, trust, and value.
Let's take a minute to digest that weekly statement. I think it's for a lifetime or more likely, right?
I'll read it one more time.
Yeah, go for it.
People do business with people they know, like, trust, and value. Values in all caps and much bigger. I think that's interesting.
Well, I think the people ask what to do for a living, right? I sell houses, even though the houses sells themselves, right? Or I'm a lender, or I do title or escrow, etc. I think the real value is in the relationship, right? And who do you know and how they value you, how much they trust you, how much they like you. So it's all about the relationship. So think about, what kind of people you have in your life and how do people perceive you as a professional, or how would you like to be perceived by others? It goes both ways, right? So I think, take a snapshot, take a selfie, everything works, and go with it. That's what we live by, values. Thanks, Halley.
You're welcome.
Congrats, Teresa, Calabasas. Teresa Hill.
Teresa Hill, congratulations on capping. You've been doing an amazing job and you're at 100%. So grateful to be in business with you as always. So congratulations.
Well done, well deserved. She's a warrior as well and a survivor. So good job, Teresa. Proud of you. Keep it up. Keep it up. Well deserved. Shout out to our top performers for February 2021. Long Beach people, congratulations. Have amazing people in the house. Leroy.
Congrats, Leroy.
You're the screen, Leroy. Congratulations. Congrats, Jasmine, Robin, Kendra, Priya, Rising Star. Congrats, Leroy Brown in the house, Jason and Scott and Van Wig, Allison and team. Congrats, guys. Well done. Westside, congratulations, guys. Well done. Eliza, Lana, good to see your face on the board. Vanessa, she's picking up, and Aaron with the Schumann team. Those guys on fire. Congrats, guys. Well done. And the Calabasas?
Calabasas. So congratulations to all our top performers, David, Doug Pitts, David Abbas and the whole gang, Michelle Mandel, Ron Fetter, Hangaman Massey, Team Selick, Ray Rodriguez with Lucrum, My Home LA, Oren, Tracy and Eileen, the Galutas, and Tammy Sue. So congratulations to all your amazing hard work. It's been an incredible first quarter for sure. And this is just through February, so this is awesome.
Congrats, guys. And it's nice to see the commercial picking up again. There was a kind of,
hey,
Alex, ever since
cool.
Christina sent me
Alex,
the information. Yeah,
thank you. We had, quite a sleepy year for the commercial because of the pandemic year, but those guys are coming back strong. So watch out. And Rezis, if you guys have anybody that is looking for commercial, reach out to our commercial partners, our commercial brokers in the offices, so they can help you to transition that into actual business. Okay. So well done, everybody. Welcome to our offices for the Westside. Melissa Bidgoli and Ignacio Murillo. Melissa, she's a new licensee. She's going to be a superstar, and she's already in action. And Ignacio's been a full-time police officer for 24 years and a agent for 20 years, a hero agent, and he's been doing it successfully. So glad to have him, and soon his team is going to move as well to the Westside office. Welcome, guys. Calabasas.
Calabasas. Super excited about all the people that have been coming in. We have Alex, who's with Mikey Cochette. We have Sonia, who is with Allison, Monty, Ben, Sophie, welcome back. Christine Newman, obviously related to Julie Newman, and Brenda. So congratulations. Look forward to the journey together and your huge success, new success and continued success in 2021.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. In Coastal.
Yes. Welcome, Lindsay Iskerka. Lindsay is a top producing agent coming to us from First Team. She's going to be actually heading up the SoCal branch of the David Green team. So very, very bright future. Lindsay's a very hard worker. Most of you guys recognize her name. Congratulations, Lindsay, for coming on board. We're so happy to have you a part of our family and looking forward to helping you and the David Green team grow as much as you possibly can.
Hey, that's awesome. And David Green is a big agent out of Brentwood, California, up north. Bigger Pocket podcast, if you know that, right? He's one of the speakers over there. So
an author. He just wrote a book too, as well.
Yeah,
really
which I'm actually reading like halfway in the book, which is a great book. We're actually going to teach a few of those sessions in this book. So
that'd be great.
Welcome, Lindsay. Halley, good job. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Deborah Bell, 4 years anniversary. Woo! She's hiding over there in her office. Deborah, congrats on their 4 years anniversary with the office. But she is, Deborah, how many years with KW?
I think 15. Yeah, I was like, I think it's 15.
15 years with KW, right? She moved to California, I think it was about 8 years ago. So we've been fortunate to have her for the last 4 years. Deborah, good to have you. Congratulations. Rich Pisani, you up next. So on the screen, what do you have for us, Rich?
Good morning, everyone. I am going to give a precursor to the class that I'm teaching later today at 4 o'clock. It says, it basically is, what does a transaction look like during COVID 1 year later? Spoiler alert, doesn't really change. And but for those of you who need a refresher as to what is needed, but one thing I did want to mention is that I've gotten a lot of calls and inquiries. Well, we've moved to the red tier, so now we can do open houses, right? And now we can door knock, and now we can do this. No, it hasn't changed. I'm sorry to say it hasn't changed, and it probably won't change until we're a couple more tiers down. You still can't knock on somebody's door. You still can't leave materials, and it just is business as it has been for the past year. And it is not CAR. It's not your local association that are making these guidelines or rules. It is CalOSHA. It's the state law, and not law, but it's it's governed by the state, and the state at any time can change it. They can change it back, because the very first line in the guidelines that I'm gonna point out later today, the very first line in the guidelines is to do your business virtually. That's the instruction. You need to do your business virtually. And when it's not possible to do it virtually, then you have to follow these guidelines. So I just wanted to mention that, and join me at 4 o'clock today if you need a refresher course on the forms.
Thanks, Rich. Thanks for sharing. And we do have a side promo for that class afterwards as well. So thanks for the heads up. If you have any questions, feel free to reach Rich at richpisani@kw.com. And we will continue. to our slides. I think that up next is our broker metrics. So let's go with stats, and then we're going to hear from our partners, affiliated partners, get some insight, what's going on out there, what they see, what kind of trends they can share with us. So first, we're going to start with the Long Beach market share. I'm going to go over, so you guys can see from the side over there. For sale versus sold, month of February. So I'm comparing last month, 2021 to February 2020. That's pandemic year, right? And that's, remember, that was still the second month into 2020, which was pre-COVID, pre-pandemic, not COVID. COVID was already here, pre-pandemic, right? So it's still in the busy time, so-called, before that the change. Look at the number of for sale inventory drop of 17.6%, almost 18% drop, right? Last month compared to February in 2020. That's residential only, okay? Sold, drop of 2.4% in the inventory in Long Beach. 207 units last month compared to 212 in February of 2020, right? Pended, those are that's just 20 to escrow in February. Increase of 19%, almost 20% last month of this year. So that's of course encouraging. We know that that's just a result of the low inventory. Sneak peek at the bottom, you can see that's all the way up to the 17th. So it's not really up to date until today, but you can see the trend already for increase in the sold units and pended, right? Or mostly in the sold, 27% half month or 70 days into March already, right? In the residential. We'll see next month's trends, how the month ended here in Long Beach. Average price sold February compared to last year, still keep increasing. Right now, it went up by 9.6%, and it's $705,000 average sales price in Long Beach. That's an amazing jump, overall the last few years. And one more stat, actually, the average active price, right? That's the active listings. That's 913. It's pulled from the median price, so it's different types of properties, not just single family. And lastly, days on market. Not much of a difference. You can see pretty much flat. 34 days last month compared to February of last year. Average days on market. Same thing with the sold compared to original listing price. It's pretty much flat numbers over there as well. Just 1% difference. That was Long Beach. Westside, which is a higher price point. Let's see what's going on over there. We see the last 3 months uptrend. So that's a good encouraging for the stats for that Westside at price point. For sale, almost 12% increase in the inventory, while 8% more are selling last month compared to 2020 in February. Look at the pendant, right? 68, almost 69% more homes going into escrow, 54 units compared to 32 in 2020. Average price, there's a slight drop compared to February. Now it's just over 10 million, 10.3 compared to 10.4, almost 5 last year. So it's mostly, the trend is mostly the higher end in the West Side, in those areas, right? It's not the entire West Side. It's the major cities around Westwood, which is Santa Monica, Brentwood, all the way to Beverly Hills. Average sold price increase of 5.4%. The drop above was for the active sales price. So those who are selling, it's a bit, as you can see, it's in the lower price relatively, which is the 5.2 mil average sales price compared to 4.9 last year. Days on market increased just a bit by 4%, 76 days compared to 73 the month of February. And next is Calabasas, for sale versus sold. drop of inventory, significant drop. I actually see it like every month now as well, the trend. 32% drop in February. Last month, 188 units compared to 276. And same thing, Calabasas covers the cities in Calabasas and around Calabasas, which is Eden Hills, Bell Canyon, Woodland Hills, West Hills. So it's also, various price point. Sold, look at the numbers over there. 46% almost increase of more inventory sold, 170 compared to 117 of last year. And 54% increase in what went into escrow, 208 units. We'd love to hear from the lender Untitled afterwards about that number of, we do experience number of increase escrow that falls because of buyers mostly, unqualified or cold feet or condition of the property, overpaying, etc. We'll talk about that in a second. Average price, the active price went up by just over 40%. 40%, that's a big jump. February to February, 3.5 mil compared to 2.5 last year. Some of them do sell, right? So definitely you want to work that market. Average sold price, though, compared to what the active is 1.1, which went up by just over 8% since last year. That's not bad. In Calabasas, and last stats, days on market, Calabasas area is 28 days. Things are moving faster, 35% faster than last year, which in February, which was 43 days average. So that was kind of, quick overview. Once again, Long Beach, Westside, and Calabasas. We'd love to hear from you. Start with our lender partners. We have Alex out in Long Beach. We have Jojo out of Calabasas and Westside. What do you guys see out there? What do you experience? Go for it.
Thanks, Meny. Hey, Kelly Williams. I'm seeing a lot of people coming to me and asking me about shortened contingencies, waiving contingencies, cranking prices up above list prices, figuring out how they're going to come up and make up a difference if they need to on appraisals. It's just a really, really, really crazy competitive market across all of the price points, and not just the lower ones. You're seeing the stuff up and above the $1 million also be just as competitive and require just as aggressive of offers, I guess is the right word. So that's really what I'm seeing. Rates are still pretty stable compared to the last time we got together here. They did, they've gone up since our super lows, but nothing, too nuts. That's still, around 3%. The jumbo market, the what's called the non-QM market, I think Jojo touched on the non-QM last time we talked, are definitely back. Jumbo market for us as brokers is back in full swing. We are competing with banks like Wells Fargo and B of A. So I know agents out there have, sometimes they have some animosity towards those bigger banks and the lack of communication that you usually experience with them. So please keep that in mind. The broker world wasn't able to compete as aggressively in rate as the big banks were doing 2-3 years ago. But now we have 30-year fixed jumbo rates in the low threes, which is just what the Wells and B of A's and Chases are doing. So don't hesitate to ask us on that. And again, protect your buyers, but do what you need to get the offer accepted. We're here, we're moving as quickly as we possibly can. And definitely want you guys to get into escrow and get your offers accepted. But we have to continue to keep our buyers' protection in mind as well. So that's my 2 cents for the day. Again, hi everyone, and thank you for having me.
Good job, Alex. Thank you for sharing. Jojo, what do you have?
Okay, so in accordance and to springboard from your stats from Broker Metrics and what Alex just said, the information stats that I have is aligned with what you guys have all said. For example, mortgage rates have crept up, and that's probably top of the news today in the last couple of weeks. 30 years at 3.3 national, 2.83 for 15-year, and then jumbo is about a 3.3 on average. You can find them lower, but it has creeped up. Despite that, however, the Fannie Mae forecast for the year in the next couple of years is that home sales will be able to still drive, or home sales will continue to drive upwards despite the rising rate environment. And with that, the Fed's also with the Fed Chairman Powell, he made an announcement, and I think he did it in Yahoo, as a matter of fact. That's where I saw it, that they're going to do everything they need to do to keep mortgage rates down. So we will float between 3.5, somewhere in that area, but they're going to try to prevent it from touching the fours and above fours all the way to 2024. They feel strongly that even despite the inflation that we're seeing, that they want to keep the housing market active by keeping these rates really low. Now, Alex mentioned the great thing about the jumbos, and the broker world has always had a tough time competing with the big institutional banks, but not anymore. We've got lenders out there like UWM and Quicken that have opened up their doors to the jumbo up to 2 million. UWM has a 90% jumbo up to 2 million with really, really good pricing. So the broker world really is coming about and being able to deliver on the high balance and the jumbo. But the difference is in the broker world, the service levels are much better as far as the big institutional banks like Wells Fargo, B of A, and Chase, and so forth and so on. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these offers and who the lender is. Now, a couple more things. So far, year to date, the millennials are making the largest share of home buyers, right around 37%. They are killing it with their age range with 22 to 30 years old. They are all over the map on first-time home buyers. So if you are out there and you're trying to find a niche for yourself, we'll start with that and then partner up with Alex or I on the first-time home buyer programs. There's a boatload of them out there today. Even non-QM you can use for this first-time home buyers. The cloud in the sky. Fannie announced, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, that they're going to limit their purchase. Fannie Mae is going to limit their purchase of investment home loans and second home loans. What does that mean to us or to us realtors? Well, the first thing it's going to mean is any kind of interest rate on investment home rental properties or second homes is going to cost a little more than it used to. What? It's probably about a point and a quarter more in cost, because when they limit the purchase of those products, that means that the first thing that gets affected is cost and pricing. And they're going to limit to about 7% total aggregate for all the lenders that sell to Fannie and Freddie. So that's a dark cloud, because if we have buyers, so homeowners today that are cashing out their equity to buy their vacation home, second home, or investment properties, as of April 1st, a couple of days from now, the cost to get investment property rates and points is going to go up. Is it going to prevent the market from moving forward? No, but it'll pinch a little bit. I have a client right now that's buying an investment property, but he got in and locked prior to April 1st. So just keep that in mind. The refi market has plummeted because of the rising rates. We've already seen that. The takeaway there, the plus side is now the purchase market will be able to breathe and process those loans a lot quicker and easier because they're not being inundated by the refinance market. It was a banner year for the last 2 years or so for refinance, despite the COVID and the pandemic, but now that business is subsiding. Purchase application volume has increased in the last 30 days because the refi market has decreased. So that's a normal event. And then the last thing that I have for today is, just like Alex said, the rise of the non-QM products and niches. I have a full story training coming up on March 31st in the mentor training program. If you want to learn about all the non-QM products, I have packaged all of them that I can get my hands on in the last week, and I will teach that class on March 31st. Back to you, Meny.
Thanks, Dojo. Good stuff. By the way, this class is going to be a live class out of the Westside office. Is that the same class?
No, that's another class that I'm doing on April 13th on Westside, separate just for that office itself.
Oh. Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you. So that's a good, definitely good insight. Thanks for sharing about those cap on the investments or second homes. That's good to know, and definitely topic for conversation with our clientele. Let's move to titles, see what you guys have to share with us. Start with Lori Ramsey Clearmark. Hey, Lori.
Good morning. Happy spring.
Good morning.
Thank you, Meny. So I wanted to talk today about the different types of owner's policy that we have. We have a regular owner's policy. Then we have a policy, it's we call it the America's First Homeowners Policy. It's a policy on steroids. It costs you 10% more, but I've got like 35 things that it covers. I'm just going to touch on a few of them for you. It protects you if someone forges your name on your deed or your mortgage after you've gotten the policy. The coverage continues to benefit your spouse who receives title upon divorce. And of course, I'm talking about your seller. It protects your seller if they can transfer their title to their trust. Someone else claim to own the property, you're protected. Someone else claims to have a lien against the property. Again, we protect you. Protects against the mechanic's lien. Protects against unrecorded liens by the homeowners association. Unrecorded easements. It also covers you post-policy living trust coverage, post-policy adverse possession, post-policy cloud on title, insurance coverage forever until they sell the home or refi, and fraud. So these are things for only 10% more of your policy that you're covered with. Thank you.
Thanks, Lori. Good. Thank you. Good data. Appreciate it. Kevin, what do you have for us?
Hey,
Kevin Kelly with
guys,
the Orange Coast title.
As most of you know, I'm that weird statistics nerd guy, right? So I'm just going to give a couple shout outs. Number one, Calabasas. Based on core logic, February over February, there were 11 sales in Calabasas. The average sale, this is single family, 2.945 for an increase of 91.5% in the sales price in Calabasas. Granted, that's an inflated number because there's only 11 sales. So as there become more, those numbers seem to be a little less extreme, but kudos. Long Beach, 38% in the 90804, 81% in 90813. The Westside, obviously the numbers are looking very similar. I'm being an Orange County guy. I don't really understand what the Westside consists of and what cities, and that is on me. But West Hollywood, which is in the West category, is 43.1%, guys. So if you are looking for niches, I want to talk about 3 of them really quickly. We are seeing a huge trend with landlords, not as much on single family, but on 2 to 5s, 2 to 10s. Those people are becoming weary of being landlords, having the tenant rights situation is not that great in California for them. And the COVID thing has been kind of a nightmare. So I would suggest reaching out to investors that have units. The diversification of their portfolio is very important. Have a 10, sell a 10 unit, keep a 2 in LA, and go to Arizona with the others. We're seeing a lot of that, and you get paid every time. So keep that in mind. Another trend, older, and obviously, older, that includes me over 55. But the Prop 19 thing has brought a lot of looking at their situation. And COVID has really forced people to look at their situation. If your house is too big or you don't like dealing with the stairs anymore, it may be time to downsize, but in a better location. Prop 19 can do that. And again, do not ignore the millennials. 40% of all of the sales currently happening are first-time millennials. And then again, the last weird stat, because I'm that guy, 43% of all the properties have sold within a week. I think by the time we get March numbers, it's going to be even higher than that. If something stays on the market these days for a week, you know, either the roof is falling in or something, right? We don't know what's going on, but it ain't in pristine condition. I would suggest, guys, we have data sources. For 6 cents a phone number and 9 cents an email, you can find your buyer their house. So reach out to us, give me all of your buyer needs, and then we just data mine, send it out to an outside company, and then they tell you how many matches there are. You log on. Yesterday, somebody requested 500 and something, and it came to $41.50, and those phone numbers are yours forever. So keep that in mind. And that's all I got, man. Back to you.
Hey, you know what? That's good enough. Good stats. We like stats. Just helps to put things in perspective and for people to ask the right questions as well. To know what to focus on, right? Good stuff. Thank you for that. And we have a few questions. I'm going to address those questions in a minute. Who would you have? Jessica with Old Republic Home Warranty. How are you? What do you have for us?
Good morning, everybody. So nice to see you all. Jessica Wood, Old Republic Home Warranty and Geo Assurance NHD. Just a reminder about our new brochures and new pricing available now on our website, or of course, call, text, email me. I will pop them in the chat box so you have PDF links to the brochures with the new pricing. Nothing crazy. We didn't increase any of our optional add-ons. We just had some increases to the standard, ultimate, and platinum premiums. We added enhanced slab and external pipe leak coverage to our platinum protection. That used to be an optional add-on, but it's now included in the coverage. So that means if you have our platinum protection, we double the slab leak from 1,000 to 2,000. I'm sorry, the slab leak coverage. And we've added on $1,000 toward external pipes. Most home warranty companies are typically only going to cover your plumbing within the main foundation of the home. So we're excited about that. Reach out to me if you want to dig into some more information. I'm always here for you guys. Anyone who has our pre-season tune-up option on a policy that's for the HVAC, now is the time to call us and get that scheduled so we can get your system running optimally before peak season comes. And that's only if you have our pre-season tune-up option on a policy. But for any of you realtors, that's a great reason to check in with your clients. Hey, friendly reminder, if you have this on your home warranty, now's a good time to get that scheduled. So just always trying to help you guys add value to your clients. Today at 2, I'm teaching a class. It's virtual. Hope to see you all there. We'll be talking about utilizing video and social media to prospect. Okay, so won't be too long. It'll be about 30 minutes. I will cover some tips and tricks and answer any Q&A. And I really, really appreciate the business and support. We're here for you guys.
Thank you, Jessica and Christy. You're under construction, so thanks for being out there for us as well. Mindy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Meny. Good morning, everybody. I'm Mindy with my NHD, Natural Hazard Disclosures, and I am getting a lot of calls about Assembly Bill 38. This is the new bill that just went into effect January 1st of this year to determine if the home is in a high fire or a very high fire severity zone. So I know you've heard me speak about, it's really good to get your NHD report when you get your listing and not wait to go into escrow. Well, I've learned now in the last 2.5 months, 3 months almost, there is a heightened awareness now that people are realizing they shouldn't wait. They should get this report when they get the listing. You don't need any money up front. All you need to do is call us, go online, email us, give us the APN, the seller's last name, and the address. And we pull state, county, city maps. The most important thing to remember is that the local map is going to supersede state and county every time, because all of the extra money that's in local disclosures like Beverly Hills, Hollywood, Brentwood, Calabasas, all of these local areas update their maps more frequently. So you're going to notice that the NHD report itself, the signature page where it says, are you in a high fire zone or a wildlife high fire zone? If it's not on the local map, it's not going to pull up on that signature page. So people are going to have to read now and look at our summary sheet, which is the second page, and determine, are you in that high fire or very high fire severity zone? We're circling it, we're writing high fire, and that's because the seller has to provide the home hardening disclosure advisory form that CIR created this year, actually December of last year, for this new assembly bill. So please read your report, and that's how you're going to know if you need to use the form if the house is older than 2010. And we are here to keep you safe and protected. My NHD's never had any issues on their reports since 1994. So our $10 million of E&O protects all of you in the transaction. If you have any questions, I'm here to be of service. Our customer support is available as well. So don't wig out, call us and we'll help you. So thank you so much for your time and thank you for having me. And I appreciate all of your business and your support.
Thanks, Mindy. Much appreciated. Thanks for always being out there. Jojo, a question for you from Alan regarding the rates. Let me find it. There it is. What about the refi loan for investment property? Are those rates also going to go up on April 1st?
Yes, they will get impacted after April 1st. So, for example, if today 3.25 rate on rental property was 0 points, he or she might find it at 1 point cost by after April 1st with most of the lenders, if not all the lenders, because of this limitation by Fannie's purchase of investment property backed loans and second homes. Short answer, yes.
Got it. Thank you. It's okay to raise your hand, but you need to type in your questions. If you have any, you just have to click on the chat box. There's a little button called the chat. Just type in your questions. We'll address them. Let me see. There was one more thing over here, I think. Mona, Prop 19. Check your email in about 2-3 minutes. You're gonna get, all of you guys are gonna get a touch I sent back in January. I was hosting a special session for Jeff Frank, the LA County assessor. He brought a few specialists, did the whole thing about Prop 19. So you're gonna get the email as well. You can watch the recordings, you can go to the website, you can email them directly. That's the best source, the county assessor. Kevin Kelly, if you don't mind just to drop in your information. Oh, you already did, never mind. Thank you. And thanks for sharing.
And just so you know, Meny, all of the cities in Los Angeles will be going to your managers within, I don't know, an hour or so. But beach cities, someone had asked for that. Hermosa, this is sales price, single family, year over year. Hermosa, 73%. Redondo, 63%. Seal Beach.
Wait, are you talking about Kevin, percentage in number of sales? Or
sales
in the
price.
Sold price.
Not volume.
Price. Wow.
Sales price. And again, remember, even though February was a really great closing month, it is traditionally not a great closing month, right? We didn't have what we call the Christmas party hangover, right? Where people start partying in Thanksgiving and they finish in New Year's and nobody puts anything into escrow. We didn't have that this year. Everybody was working, everybody did deals. So the numbers are pretty solid in February, right? So Seal was up, it's a tiny little town. So it was only up about 9%. But most of the beach cities were double digits over 30. And again, this will all be broken down for you guys. I'll send it to your managers and you guys can peruse it at your leisure.
Please do. Thank you. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the insight. Also good to hear from our partner affiliates. If you have more questions, guys, just whoever's watching, type in. Let's check one more thing, just to make sure there was something on the Q&A as well. Can anybody share what today's rates? Not sure if you already mentioned that. Today's rates, Alex or Jojo?
Yeah, so 30 years averaging about 3.3, 15 years about 2.8. The FHA is at about 2.8 also. Still good rates despite the increases. I remember when it was 18 years, 18% back then. Is that good, Manny?
Yeah, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Thank you. All right, our TLs.
Many.
Yes. Yes, Rich.
You know, Alex talked about buyers asking about removing contingencies and going non-contingent and all that. And I especially want to point out that in removing, a lot of people are right now are removing appraisal contingencies, and it really needs to be stressed to the buyers. Yes, you can do that, because I think a lot of buyers think in their minds, well, if I remove the appraisal contingency and then it doesn't appraise and I'm not approved for the loan because it doesn't appraise, well, then I can get out of the deal because of the loan contingency. Well, there is language in the RPA that says you cannot do that. You can't do it just because you're not qualified because of the appraisal. If by everything else except the appraisal, you would be qualified for, you would be approved for that loan, then you can't use that as an excuse. So that I really want to stress that, because it's coming up a lot now that buyers think that, well, I won't be approved for the loan because it doesn't appraise. So even though I'm removing the appraisal contingency, and that's really not an out, and it really can put the buyer's deposit in jeopardy. I just want to point that out.
Thank you. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, before the stats, that we are experiencing more and more escrow drop because of buyers that don't qualify for the loan, or they get cold feet because inspection, and they feel that they're overpaying for the property, which they do anyway for sure, right? Or other reasons, whatever those reasons might be. So you have to be, as their advisor, you have to be very cautious what you say, how you say, and if you have a doubt, if you're not sure, Rich, right? And
Yes.
Ask what to use, what form to use. And I think that Rich, was that last week we sent this email on your behalf with all the broker advice and all the other stuff as well.
All the non-contingent offers. Yes, that was last week. If anybody's writing a non-contingent offer, meaning they've removed everything, there is an addendum that I want to go with that offer, that the buyer signs, that they realize that this is not a good idea and you're acting against broker advice. Priya asked a question: can we amend the RPA for such a situation? Well, you know what? We're not lawyers. Many lawyers have spent hours and hours creating this contract. So I would not recommend amending a contract. But there are things that you can do that I've done in the past, in that, don't remove the appraisal contingency totally. Talk to your buyer. How much are you willing to pay in addition? If it doesn't appraise, are you willing to pay $10,000, $20,000, and then move forward? Have that number in your head and write the contingency that the appraisal contingency is in place, but if it appraises, up to 20,000 less than purchase offer, buyer will proceed with the sale, so that you're not giving a blank check to somebody. I had somebody call that the appraisal came in $150,000 less than what the purchase price was, and the buyer wanted to back out. Guess what? You've you've committed yourself to paying $150,000 above what you were putting down, not above the purchase price. But be careful, really be careful out there.
Thanks, Rich. On point, as always. And we have a class later today as well, so you can ask more questions. So let's see. Jessica mentioned 2 p.m. today, they have a social media class, a good one. Do attend. Rich's class at 4 p.m. later today. We have LC meetings with our board members between today and tomorrow in our offices. Coaching session tomorrow at 11 a.m. here at the Long Beach office. And Friday, let's see, I'm just gonna jump on those because we have those promo flyers as well. Here's Rich again. Okay, all right, Halley, Stephanie. Friday session, women's group.
Friday. Okay, I know you guys at the last team meeting, we talked about the launch of the Women's Initiative Network. We had many responses from you guys from all the offices wanting to participate. We're very excited. The very first event, Stephanie, do you want to announce it for us again?
Absolutely. So we have, thank you, Halley. So we have the Women's Initiative Network, right? We're the relaunch of the women's group. And we have special guest Wendy Papazan. So she's been with Keller Williams for over 20 years. She has Empire Building podcast with 3 other women. It's just a real powerhouse, within the KW family and outside. So she is presenting on Friday at 2:00 on the 26th. So I would love to have as much participation in this. And it's leveraging your time, especially at home, right? And it is, especially as crazy busy as we are right now, it is more important than ever to be able to leverage your time. And she has some great insight into that. So it'll be full of value, and really look forward to the women of Calabasas and the women of Long Beach and the women of KW Forward Living Westside and South Bay and everybody to please join us for our relaunch of the Women's Initiative Network.
Absolutely. And if you don't listen to that Empire Building podcast, no matter what gender you identify with, make sure you go and subscribe now, because there is so much value that all of those women bring as far as growing businesses and leading the industry. And it's just very, very valuable.
Thank you, ladies. Sorry I cannot make it. And you won't let me in anyways. Friday, no, but when Wendy, who's the better half of Jay Papazan, the co-author of The One Thing, and many other, is overseeing the publishing company for Gary Keller. I'm just a power couple. So if you have access to this group, and all of you women in our offices have, you don't want to miss that event for sure. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course.
The One Thing with Jason Default. This coming Monday, March 29th, right? Jason is somewhere out here. He's going to moderate that. That event.
Right from here.
Right from here.
Right from here.
Like right here.
Live.
Right here. Okay, we are like where exactly what's going to happen physically, do participate. Offices, if you guys want to host physical book clubs, socially distant, you're more than welcome, up to 10 people. We already have those enrolled in some of the offices, so go for it. So The One Thing, definitely must have in your reading portfolio.
And come even if you don't read it.
Yes.
The conversation, it's always excellent.
Yeah, thank you for that. And on the 31st morning at 11 a.m., I'm going to host a mastermind with the TLs in a few of our teams between the Long Beach office, South Bay office, and the Westside office. Just talk about different scenarios, how those guys started in real estate as new agents, solo agents, and then evolved into teams and opportunities and other things, things that could work for them or for you. So that's going to be on the 31st. Happy Easter and Passover coming soon. Passover is this coming Saturday, so happy Passover if you're celebrating. And Easter on the following Sunday, or the following weekend. So the office is going to be closed on April 2nd. Lastly, Wright Day. We're going to discuss the last couple of days with our ALC members, our board members, what we're going to do next. We're probably going to, talking about teaming up between all the offices to do one big event. So we're going to let you know it's May 13th of this year. Every year, once a year, we get together and do, give back day to the community. It's a fun day. It's an important day. And we had a virtual one last year. It wasn't like previous years, but this year is going to be somewhat different. So stay tuned for that. And this is the link. You can already go and purchase your shirts. The Raider shirts are the 4 Living shirts. So feel free to go online and get those. Anything else, Stephanie, Halley?
No, we're excited.
Okay, thank you guys. So thank you for your time and for sharing that data, our affiliates. Thank you guys for good information. And with that, we're gonna go back to our 80s party.
And my favorite song, play next.
Stay busy, guys. Stay healthy. See you soon. Thanks, everybody.
This one started playing and then you stopped it. And I got really sad.
Let's do soft.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah.